Late at 11:47 p.m., Jeff Bezos' phone rang. An unusual, urgent call from his assistant of 15 years. Her trembling voice cut through the night. "Sir, you need to see this now." In his study, holographic screens tracked Amazon's vast operations, but this wasn't business. "What happened?" he asked, masking growing dread. Elon Musk just mentioned Lauren, live on TV. The internet's exploding. In seconds, Bezos' most guarded secrets became public spectacle, and within hours it was clear Musk's words weren't a slip. They were the opening move in a masterful game even the world's richest man hadn't foreseen. During what should have been a routine tech conference interview, Elon Musk, casual in his black t-shirt, was fielding questions on Tesla and an advertiser boycott. Known for his defiance, he dismissed pressure with a sharp retort. "If someone tries to blackmail me with ads or money, go yourself." The crowd laughed uneasily, used to his bravado. But then his tone shifted, his gaze hardening past the cameras. With calculated precision, he dropped a bombshell. "Interesting, isn't it, Lauren Sanchez's little set of insurance policies? I wonder if Jeff knows." The room froze. Sarah Chen paled, security stirred, and somewhere in Seattle, Bezos' world began to fracture. Within minutes, social media exploded. Lauren Sanchez trended worldwide, and insurance policies became a viral hashtag dissected by conspiracy theorists and analysts. But Safegate caught fire fastest, sparking rumors of a hidden safe in Bezos' mansion. Reddit threads grew for thousands of comments, Twitter swarmed with theories, and TikTok brimmed with amateur sleuths connecting dots between Lauren's past and Musk's cryptic words. Behind closed doors, whispers carried more weight than headlines. Lauren, once an entertainment reporter turned pilot and entrepreneur, had always seemed charmed, dating celebrities, working with power players, and dazzling alongside Bezos in picture-perfect public appearances. Musk's remark hinted at secrets. Insurance meant leverage, and his smirk suggested he knew exactly what was hidden. 3 days after Musk's remark, Jeff Bezos discovered the infamous safe, hidden in plain sight behind a rainforest painting in Lauren's private study, a room he had always respected as her sanctuary. But with Safegate trending, reporters outside, and Amazon stock wavering, he crossed the line. The safe needed a code and Lauren's fingerprint, but Bezos' vast resources made bypassing it trivial. For a man controlling the infrastructure of half the internet and employing ex-intelligence operatives, cracking a personal safe was logistics, not luck. What he uncovered inside wasn't merely incriminating, it was explosive.
Inside the safe, the files were impeccably arranged, evidence of Lauren's journalistic precision. But these weren't stories for broadcast. They were career-ending secrets and power-shifting intel. One folder held decades of intimate photos, Lauren with senators, dignitaries, and rival tech giants sealing unseen deals. Another revealed dizzying financial transfers, money routed through shell companies from defense contractors, foreign governments, and media conglomerates, all tied to her. A third folder contained encrypted messages with figures on watch lists, hinting at years of intelligence trading. But the final folder shattered Bezos. It profiled tech leaders, including himself, exposing his habits, weaknesses, and private strategies. In that instant, Bezos realized he hadn't simply loved Lauren Sanchez, he'd been her target. As Bezos reviewed the safe, a broader picture formed. Lauren was part of a vast cross-border network that traded in secrets as currency. The files tied her to foreign intelligence, defense firms seeking cloud contract leverage, media power brokers shaping narratives, and politicians buying access. Her looks, charm, and relationships were deliberate tools, each romance opening new doors to privileged circles. Bezos, with AWS, government ties, and vast wealth, was the ultimate prize. The most unnerving document was a psychological dossier, a blend of professional intel and personal notes that mapped his vulnerabilities and outlined, step by step, how to manipulate him into falling.
As Bezos stared at proof of betrayal, one question consumed him. How did Musk know? The truth was simpler than expected. Musk had been a target too. 3 years earlier, before Grimes, he briefly dated Alexandra Petro, brilliant, alluring, and covertly gathering intel through casual pillow talk. Musk's openness and ego made him vulnerable, but a fleeting moment at a tech conference, a knowing glance between Alexandra and Lauren triggered his suspicions. Paranoid but methodical, he hired investigators, tapped info brokers, and uncovered the conspiracy, tracking similar safes and operations. For years, he quietly amassed evidence, waiting to strike. His televised remark wasn't guesswork. It was a calculated move, backed by intelligence from ex-operatives eager to expose the network. The phone call that jolted Bezos was only the second domino. The first had been Musk's deliberate revelation, but the third, still to fall, would expose everything. Lauren Sanchez wasn't just an operative, she was also a pawn. The safes files showed her actions, but not how she'd been recruited, trained, or controlled. That proof, hidden elsewhere as insurance against the network itself, revealed manipulation on a staggering scale. For over a decade, this shadow organization had steered tech mergers, IPOs, and innovations by embedding assets in romantic relationships with CEOs, investors, and politicians. They had turned pillow talk into a trillion-dollar game, shaping technology's future through seduction and secrets.
On a Thursday night, Lauren returned from a charity meeting to find Bezos in her study, her secret files spread across the desk. She didn't deny or defend, just sat and asked, "How much do you know?" Over 7 tense hours, she confessed how she'd been recruited in her 20s as a reporter, groomed gradually until she was trapped. The network offered opportunities and connections, but always with strings, every romance assigned. Every bond strategic. Emotional intimacy was weaponized, and by the time she realized the scope, she'd collected enough secrets to destroy lives, including her own, making escape impossible. The story's twist wasn't Bezos's anger, it was his calm smile. He hadn't become the richest man alive by blind trust. Though unaware of every detail, he'd long suspected Lauren's flawless timing and perfect integration into his world. For months, he'd run a counter-operation, quietly tracking her handlers and using resources that dwarfed her network. The safe? A deliberate trap. He'd let her fill it, waiting for the right moment. Musk's televised remark wasn't a shock, but a signal. Far from rivals, Bezos and Musk had secretly worked together for 3 years. Their public feuds and space race drama merely cover for dismantling the network that targeted them.
The phone call that opened this story was no surprise at all. It was a pre-arranged signal from Bezos' assistant to keep up appearances. In the weeks after Musk's broadcast, the network unraveled with precision. Assets exposed, handlers arrested, and financial channels severed. The very tech titans it targeted dismantled the operation, manipulating Silicon Valley for over a decade. Lauren, facing prosecution, chose to cooperate, and her testimony, paired with Musk and Bezos' evidence, sparked the industry's biggest intelligence scandal. Executives resigned, politicians fell, and foreign operatives were expelled. The infamous safe became key evidence, and Musk's insurance policies proved exactly as he'd implied: protection against a powerful network that even its own agents feared. Publicly, Bezos and Musk still feud over rockets and technology, but insiders know their rivalry is now calculated theater, cover for ongoing counterintelligence work. 6 months after the scandal, Lauren Sanchez vanished, rumored dead, hidden in witness protection, or quietly running her own network to shield others. The original syndicate wasn't destroyed, only driven underground, fragmented, and forced to adapt as its former prey turned hunters. From his Seattle study, Bezos now monitors unseen data streams, some from an intelligence web he commands to defend the tech world. Safegate wasn't just scandal, it exposed power's true nature in the digital age, where secrets rule, trust is dangerous, and victory belongs to those playing a bigger game than anyone's suspects.